Good day viewers, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is the second class of the introduction to this gamma function. But today we have the application in solving this problem here. So how do we evaluate this problem? Integral as x goes from 0 to infinity, the square root of x times a raised to power negative 9x dx. Okay, before we start solving this problem, let us take a note of this. As we learned in our previous class, the gamma of n is equal to integral as s is going from 0 to infinity e raised to power negative x, okay, times x raised to power n minus 1 dx, okay. And we need to know that the gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n times the gamma of n, and I made a proof of this in our last video. Okay, now the next thing we need to know is that the gamma of 1 all over 2 is equal to what? The square root of pi. Okay, now how do we start in solving this problem? Okay, now we're going to take a substitution because we need to make the power of this a here to look exactly like this, that is negative s. So we can take a substitution by saying let this 9x here equal to y. Okay, so we say let 9x equal to y. Now dividing both sides by 9, we have x is equal to y over 9. Differentiating both sides, so we have the x is equal to the y all over 9. Okay, now this integral here is becoming integral. Now checking if the limits will change. Okay, now 9x as s is approaching 0 is 0. Okay, 9s as s is approaching infinity is infinity. Okay, now square root of x here is not going to be like this, so let's check the value of x here. The value of x here is y all over 9. As you can see, it's y all over 9, so we write it as square root of y all over 9. Okay, now times e raised to power negative y, then times what is our dx? Our dx here is dy all over 9. Okay, that is the y all over 9. So now what do we have? So we have this, so we're taking this 1 all over 9 here out of this integral sign, so we have 1 over 9 integral as s is going from 0 to infinity. Now square root of y all over 9 with this indices law, that the square root of a over b is equal to square root of a over square root of b. Okay, now this square root of y all over 9 here can be written as what? This can be written as what? This can be written as the square root of y over the square root of 9. Okay, so we write it as square root of y all over square root of 9. Okay, times e raised to power negative y, then dy. Okay, now square root of this 9 here, this square root of this 9 here is 3, as you know. So, and this is 1 all over 3 here. We're taking it out of this integral sign. So this is becoming what? 1 all over 9 times this 3, that is 27. Okay, the integral as s is going from 0 to infinity. So square root of y times e raised to power negative y, okay, dy. So this is what we have next. Now this square root of y, we can rewrite it as y raised to power 1 all over 2. So we are writing it as what? This is becoming 1 all over 27 integral as s is going from 0 to, as y is going from 0 to infinity. Okay, square root of y can be written as y raised to power 1 all over 2, then times e raised to power negative y dy. Okay, now this is almost looking the same with this integral representation of this gamma function, but the slight difference here is this power and this power, they are not the same. That is the power of y here and the power of this x here, they are not the same. So how do we rewrite 1 over 2 in form of a number minus 1? Okay, so we can compare the powers here. So when we compare the powers, so we're having n minus 1 is equal to what? This power here, 1 all over 2. We all know that n is equal to 1 over 2 plus 1, and this is equal to 3 over 2. So meaning that this power here can be written as 3 over 2 minus 1. Okay, now what do we have next? So we have this to be equal to 1 over 27 integral as s is going from 0 to infinity y raised to power 3 over 2 minus 1 times a raised to a negative y dy. So, and this is equal to what? 1 over 27 times, this is the gamma of 3 over 2 here. So this is gamma of 3 over 2 times the gamma of 3 all over 2. Now, how can we evaluate the gamma of 3 all over 2? So, since we know from here, as stated above, that the gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n times gamma of n, and we all know that 3 over 2 can be rewritten as 1 over 2 plus 1. So, let's rewrite it. 1 over 27 times the gamma of 1 over 2 plus 1. Okay, now this is equal to 1 over 27 times, according to this property here, gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n times gamma of n. So this is becoming 1 over 2 times the gamma of 1 all over 2, and this is equal to 1 over 27 times 1 over 2 times the gamma of 1 over 2 here is sort pi. Okay, sort pi, and this is simplifying to what? Square root of pi all over 27 times 2, that is what? 54, and this is the right answer to the problem. Thank you for viewing, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting videos.